We got Simp Lemur, we got Walrus Man, we got Sexy Alpaca, Gorilla Doctor, Baboon Hitman,
Right.
Baboon Goon, the Babgoon, and others, etc. There's the Yakuza boss, Tapir. How do you pronounce that? You know, the animal that got the little.
I always thought it was Tapir.
Tapir? Sure. Yeah. It would tapir that way.
Whoa!
Thank you. Welcome back to Battle School Dropouts, a podcast about anime and friendship. And today we did not watch Odd Taxi. We sat our white asses down and we listened. My name's Bakari, and I am joined by my co-host Stu.
I'm Stu, and I was a passenger on this ride.
That's right. We were. We paid the fare.
We paid.
Here we are.
we got a discount because we begged, and we said we didn't have any money.
Yeah,
but
Walrus is a nice guy. Yeah. See this weird noir Animal Crossing thing. How you doing, Stu?
I'm doing real good. So okay, last episode we did our anniversary episode.
That's right.
We got a whole bunch of new stuff going on. We're trying to post stuff more often, and we made a joke about me being illiterate, and I think it might be true. We put up a highlight like last week as of recording, so it used some of the anniversary stuff, and instead of labeling at the final screen, the episode was called Anniversary Battle. I labeled anniversary noises. What the fuck am I doing?
I like that we're like getting out ahead of this, of all things, like of all the stupid shit that was said in that podcast episode. But like, I don't know, anniversary noises still sounds like, oh, we're making noises and it was our anniversary as a podcast. And as boyfriends.
Yes, exactly. I'm just upset about it because I remember posting it and being like, oh God, all right, that's annoying. But I was at work when it happened, so I was like, I'll take it down and I'll re-upload it tomorrow and I'll fix it. And then it got like hella views. Like it's our like one of our most viewed videos.
It's like second to Space Brothers, right? Like
yeah.
What else is
so
even...
I think it's top 3 at this point.
What's number 2 then? Space Brothers is number 1, right?
No, Chainsaw Man's number 1.
Chainsaw Man, really?
Yeah, Chainsaw Man's got a bunch and still gets some. And then Space Brothers, and then now this abomination of a video. God damn it. I spelled 8 Mammoth wrong in
that's
the last one too.
Yeah.
So
I lost so many listeners. So many would-be listeners.
Yeah. You would have made it.
I would have.
You would have been like one of the guys in Odd Taxi.
Yeah.
I'm holding you back.
I'd be fucking swimming in Spotify money right now. I'd have like $5 from my millions of listens.
I was gonna say, yeah, Spotify or SoundCloud's really known for paying people well. Right?
Yeah.
That's a big thing I hear about it.
Exactly. Well, Spotify or SoundCloud does not take a single cent of the views of the money that is generated from its listens because it generates no money. So
yeah, I was gonna say, like, are there ads on that website? Like,
there are. You just don't get any of the money for it.
Oh, okay.
Well, so I guess there is money generated, but there's no like, because Spotify is like, we'll pay you 0.0001 cents for every 1,000 listens or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, SoundCloud doesn't even do that. It's like you need somewhere to put your shitty fucking songs. Do it.
Do it, nerd.
Yeah. And then it'll play an ad between each and every song unless you pay for the premium. It's bastards. They hate SoundCloud.
That's one business model, I suppose.
That is. Yeah. And I'm still on it. So they're doing something right.
Well, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. What
have you been getting into? What have you been up to?
I've been playing a fuck ton of Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Yeah, okay.
That's been real good. You play as a 42-year-old burnout ex-Yakuza, joined by a homeless guy and a disgraced ex-cop and a bartender lady. And the four of you just go and beat people's asses with various furniture and such. And the homeless guy is like a wizard. He fights using like a broom as a staff, and he'll throw beans at people, and that calls pigeons down to attack people.
I absolutely love that.
He's wonderful. He's like my favorite character.
Hearing that now, I was thinking about so we were talking about a little bit earlier how this game is just about like 40-year-old burnouts just like trying to accomplish something.
Pretty much.
I feel like that is the assortment of friends that you make as you get older.
Like by age 30, you should have a homeless wizard and a disgraced ex-cop in your party.
Like I'm slowly making like there's a guy on the bus that I ride who gets off at the same stop and walks the same direction as me, and we're like slowly becoming friends
Oh,
despite
yeah?
having like almost nothing in common. And I feel like that's just and like I'm like getting friendlier with like other people on my walk, and I'm like, is this just what happens? Like, are these the people I get to know? Like, because like pretty much every friend I have right now, is someone I've been friends with for like a decade.
Sure,
you know,
sure.
like there's nobody. I'm not going out there just making loads of new friends. So I think there's some truth to this game. I think it's very realistic.
Yeah, no, I think so. Like, yeah, it's a really like, obviously there's a lot of goofy shit that can happen in it, but like at its core, it is like a very, I want to say relatable because like there's a lot, it's very easy to connect to these characters, but also like I've never been, made to spend 15 years in jail because of my Yakuza activities, so maybe it's not relatable, but like it's very human, I guess.
It's not relatable yet.
That's true. Yeah. Any day now. Yeah, any day now. The old Yakuza boss is gonna call me down to the office, and he'll be like, Bakari-san, I need you to take the fall for this. You gotta.
Well, okay. What about? We've talked a lot about Rap Snacks sponsoring us. We're not getting shit from them.
Yeah,
Yakuza. We're open.
Really, any organized crime group, triads. What do they call it? The drug cartels?
Yeah, I mean, just general mafia, New York, New Jersey,
they do
whatever.
in Russia. I don't know what they call it, but those guys.
Ooh, yeah, I don't know what they call them.
I'm sure they're doing crime in Russia. Like it's a big place. Someone's got to be doing some crimes.
Yeah, they probably have crime in Russia. I would guess.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. That's funny.
The optics with the whole war thing are great with the Russian mob, but hey, under the table, Russian mob, hit us up.
Yeah. Or hey, you know what? Ukrainian mob.
Sure.
Hey, we're available. we support.
Yeah. I don't feel good making any jokes about that. Like, dude, I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
What do they do?
Hit us up though.
Do they have like British mobsters?
Peaky Blinders?
Peaky Blinders?
Yeah.
That's those guys?
Yeah.
Oh, we got a bunch of Peaky Blinders over here. Sponsoring Battle School Dropouts.
Cillian Murphy. He's got the little razor blade in his newsy hat.
Yeah, he's got a dangerous hat.
Yeah, he'll whip you with it like fucking Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat. Just,
That's my like favorite like old style weapon that I guess is like still a thing. Like putting like you could. I mean, maybe it's less dangerous now that everybody has like flat rimmed hats. Like you can see that shit coming from a mile away. But
yeah, maybe.
Like there's that video surviving edged weapons from like the 80s or whatever. It's like a cop training video.
Okay.
That is like it's supposed to be like really graphic and violent and shit. I haven't seen it. I've only seen like some clips from it. But like, yeah, it talks about like how people hide knives and blades like everywhere. And it brought up the hat thing.
Damn.
And I mean, like, I'm not going to say that cops would train for something stupid, but I mean,
of course not.
I don't know.
Hey.
Hat thing seems viable.
I mean, yeah, like I'm trying to think of other places one could hide a knife. Like, you could like a knife you could keep like in your pocket or in your boot.
I feel like the boot, like the sock thing, like that's classic.
Yeah.
That's not as long as we wear pants, that's not going anywhere.
Yeah. But that's like I'm going to retrieve the weapon from this, hidden compartment, and then I have a weapon in my hand. Like it's a little different when your hat has a blade in it, and you're just going to take off the hat and like whip it, fucking.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Yeah,
like what the thing you're wearing becomes the weapon.
What other like clothing could you wear that you could use as a weapon? That's not like just you using like a towel or something.
What if? Okay, so we start wearing cargo shorts again. And then you fill them with rocks. You just have a bunch of rocks in your cargo shorts.
Oh shit!
And then you're getting into a brawl. You take your shorts off, and then you keep the pockets closed. And now you just got a club or like a David and Goliath sling.
Yeah, and you're just whipping those rocks at people.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a dangerous combination, but potentially very powerful. So it's the cargo shorts rock combo that you're talking about here.
Okay.
But combined with those stripper pants that are like really fast release. So, like, because the problem with the cargo shorts thing is, you take your fans off in the middle of a battle, might freak people out, they might not mess with you, or they're extra gonna mess with you. Stripper pants, you could just kind of, I mean, you got those off, and then you're just beating people.
Yeah, in a moment's notice, yeah.
Yeah, but too many rocks, your pants fall off.
That's true. Yeah.
And everybody knows you have rocks.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's just how it goes. I don't make a habit of getting into fights in public, but like if it were gonna happen, like, you know, I'm at a bar or whatever, I'm in some beef with this guy and he starts taking off his pants, I don't know that I want to continue.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I don't know, even if I can tell there's no rocks, even if it's like skinny jeans, he's like, yeah, you want to fucking go? And he's like unbuttoning his jeans. I think I'm leaving. I think that's it.
Yeah, you want to fucking go? Just imagine us being at a bar, like he starts doing it. He's got rocks!
Get him!
Get him before he gets his rock pants ready.
It's okay. We watched that police training video. We're professionals.
Yeah,
here.
we're ready. Oh man, you know what weapon? If I got in a fight at a bar,
What's that?
I got two weapons. It's called right and left.
Oh shit!
Oh boy,
Kicking it old school.
It's me using my right and left foot to get on out of there. Hey.
See, the best way to win a fight is to make sure it never happens.
It never happened, and it runs away, and you leave everyone behind.
De-escalation is the strongest martial art.
Mm-hmm.
You know, using our words.
Yeah, it's about winning the. Oh, you're gonna punch me in the teeth? Good argument, dude.
The very low currency in the marketplace of ideas. Let's say.
I take the fact that like I lost an eyeball and like most of my hand losing a fight is actually a sign of honor and intelligence.
That's a good thing, actually. Yeah. So what have you been up to lately? Getting into anything fun these days?
I got a Steam Deck today.
Oh, that's right.
So that was my whole. There was a brief moment where I'm like, okay, we're trying to do more content on the channel. Like, what would be a really funny way to do this unboxing? And then I thought about it for 5 seconds. I'm like, that's a tired bit. I want my toy.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't really know what the funny thing, like a funny way to do that would be.
It's out there. I'm not here to think about it.
Yeah.
You know, if I was into scripted content, I'd be doing a different thing right now.
That's fair. Yeah. We'll see somebody else do a funny Steam Deck unboxing and be like, oh, there it was. We should have thought of that.
If you did a funny Steam Deck unboxing, post it down below.
Sound off in the comments.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. So I got it, and like as soon as I started picking it up, it took me back like a decade or two. Did you ever play on the Game Gear?
Like a little bit. I never owned one, but like I would jump at the chance whenever I got it.
I had a Game Gear that I played whatever Game Gear Sonic was on it.
There's a few.
And yeah, it was like a really good time, but the thing is a fucking brick, dude. It is so big. Like the screen on the fucking Steam Deck is the size of a Switch.
Yeah.
And then it's got these fucking like giant like gorilla hand holder things. I feel like an infant holding it.
Yeah, my complaint with the Switch, like handheld as it comes out of the box, is like it's just a little too like small and dainty for my big old hands. And this seems like it would not have that problem.
Yeah, I'm really curious though with my weak spindly arms if it's gonna be like I'm gonna be playing it in bed. I'm like my arms hurt.
I did get that way with the Switch every once in a while. It's like I'm playing like just holding it up above my face, and it's like this. It doesn't feel good on my arms anymore, That's
where I feel the weakest is when I'm holding either the Switch or like a book and my arms get tired from like lying in bed and reading for like an hour.
Yeah.
Like, I can feel them like going numb, like the blood flow can't get up to my hands. I'm like,
you're like, this weighs a pound and a half. What's wrong with me?
Like, this is just peak nerd shit I'm too weak for this book.
The knowledge is what makes it heavy.
Yeah. If only I could lift it with my brain.
Chess players, they burn a lot of calories playing chess because their brain's just like in such overdrive or whatever. I read that once. I don't know if it's true. Most like chess grandmasters are like, they do look kind of fit though. So like, maybe there's something to it.
Maybe. I don't know. They say that like human brains, like it does just the act of existing, right? Like not even like going through that much in a day. Like you burn through a decent amount of calories.
Oh, yeah.
Not just like, your heart or whatever, but your brain actually taking them.
Yeah. So maybe there was some truth to that kid working out at the library,
Yeah.
Brain just gets so big. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. It's like I got in today and then it's like, cool. All right, time to record. But it's like, I want to play with my toys.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
I gotta sit here and talk to my dumb ass instead.
Yeah, this sucks, dude. I hate this. Podcast over.
I planned for exactly this. Like, Stu's getting his Steam Deck in today. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man. But yeah, I'm excited to get tested out. See
Yeah.
what it's all about. I'm actually like hip. I'm current. Like I got a new thing.
You got the hot new thing?
Yeah.
Look at you go. I didn't even get one.
Yeah.
Had really no intention to. I don't know, like, I have too many video games as it stands. Imagine
That's
having
fair.
all my Steam games by my bed. I'll never get anything done.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm kind of planning on not getting anything done
See,
for
there
a
you
minute.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe you'll beat my Green Hill time one of these days.
don't you tempt me, sir. I will track you down. I will. I don't know if you can record. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It just seems like such a you're like, imagine me on the fucking bus playing the thing and just being like, God damn it, fuck, shit. And it's like, what is he playing? Oh, he's playing Sonic Generation. He's playing the first level over and over. Cool,
and over.
great,
Yeah.
cool. What a
It takes like 30 seconds to get through it. Like,
Yeah.
literally.
pissed because he ran out of lives again. Fuck.
You hit like a bump in the road on the bus and like it just fucks you up. That'd be
Could
rough.
happen.
It
I'd
could
cry.
happen. Yeah.
That's when I'll go viral. Man cries on bus over Sonic.
Welcome to my life. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. So I've had Twitter on my phone for like the last couple weeks
have
or
you?
whatever. Just, I know we say it all the time, like that site is a hell site,
It
and that's
is.
what everybody says.
It's true.
It's weird being like in touch with the news again. Cause like
Oh, yeah.
just us talking about Twitter today, right? Like I have in my notes, I wrote down like Alex Jones trial.
Yeah.
And I was like, that'll be really funny to talk about.
That's a big
right?
thing. Yeah.
That's a big thing. And then fucking now we have the Mar-a-Lago has fallen. Like the Trump has like stolen nuclear secrets or whatever.
Apparently.
And there's all the stuff about like Shinzo Ano's or what's his name?
Abe.
Abe.
Shinzo Abe. Yeah.
Shinzo Abe. And like his assassination and all this. I'm like, I gotta get away from the news again. I was so happy for a minute.
The thing is, I haven't really taken the time to like actually read up on most of that stuff. Like, like bits and pieces here and there, but like mostly I'm just hearing the chatter about it. You know, so it's like apparently there was some sort of cult shit going on with Shinzo Abe, and all of Alex Jones's emails or text messages and everything got sent to a lawyer, and Trump stole nuclear codes that then said, "Well, check Obama too while you're at it," which doesn't sound like I didn't steal nuclear things. That should be the first sentence.
Yeah, listen, we've all stolen nuclear codes.
Whom
all
among
right?
us? Yeah, cast the first nuke. He without sin.
But yeah, it's interesting looking at Twitter after taking like a little break from it, because it's like you see all the takes about the news,
Yeah.
and then you see the news.
Yeah, totally.
It's like so reverse. And I think it's made me notice that there's a lot of things that people say that I think I kind of like was like, yeah, that sounds legit. And now I'm like, you can just kind of say whatever you want on the internet,
Oh,
can't you? Yeah.
It's funny because like, you know, with the people that I follow and stuff, it's like, it's just, you know, my timeline is just a big argument about like how you're supposed to pronounce the name of the second level in Sonic 3. And then like every once in a while it's like Donald Trump committed treason and stole the nuclear codes or whatever. And it's like, and then somebody else is like, no, it's Hydro City, not Hydrocity. It's a city underwater. It's not like, it just goes right back to that.
I feel like you need those breaks in there. Like as Hentai Pizza Lord, like I follow a number of like hentai accounts, and I feel like it's like a good reset in there. It's like seeing all this like terrible shit, you know, like cops are out killing people, politicians are stealing, like all this jazz, and then it's like, okay, anime titties. Oh, okay. All right. Back to the real world.
No, see, the real world stuff is the break as far as my timeline goes. Is the thing.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, which maybe is even, it's maybe worse. Yeah, it's not a way to live. It's why I'm not on Twitter as much.
Let me hit you with the big one here.
What's that?
Hydro City or Hydrocity?
When I was a kid, I would say Hydrocity because I was like, oh, velocity, hydro makes sense.
Makes sense.
Hydro is a prefix, like it doesn't really stand on its own as a word, like ever.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. unless you're like, it's slang for like weed grown hydroponically, but like that even then, like it's short for hydroponic. So like,
but Sonic doesn't do drugs.
no,
So
yeah, that we know of.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tails does, but
Tails does drugs.
he does in an episode of The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. He takes a blunt or
He takes a cigarette.
like a split. It's a
cigarette.
Nah,
I'm almost positive he smokes.
They don't say what exactly it is. They just say smoking, but like the way that Scratch and Grounder are looking when they're holding it's not a blunt. Like it's white but it's like a lot fatter than a cigarette should be.
Okay,
you know,
all right,
and
maybe
yeah. They don't actually specify the substance that's being smoked,
Okay.
but I choose to believe that Tails is just blasting a joint.
You think it's
So,
wacky tobacco?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Smoking some of that jazz cabbage. What was I say? So like, I at one point I was like, oh yeah, it's probably Hydro City. But then like I get the same way when it comes to GIF and GIF. Like I don't give a fuck, but like when somebody starts being like an asshole about it, I feel like I have to take the other side. Like the same thing with like the GIF thing is like, oh well, you don't say GIFed. The G doesn't make that noise. Like there's like giant giraffe. Like there's so many different words that where GI does make the J sound. It's perfectly possible. Fuck off. Like same thing. It's like you don't think that they could have like meant it as like a portmanteau of hydro and velocity. Really, it's not a city for one thing. There's no fucking buildings. It's like a ruin, if anything.
Oh yeah. Okay. I now I'm kind of remembering what that level is.
Yeah. So like, and hey, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't give a fuck. But when somebody starts being a dumbass about it, it's like, well, no, fuck you. It's the other one then.
Yeah.
You know, that's my stance on it.
I think that's a good thing. I mean, you know, realistically, bullying is wrong and things like that. But nerds need to go back to being bullied.
Yeah.
And nerds should be the ones bullying.
Exactly.
You know?
I have a moral responsibility.
Yeah, I think it's right that when people pronounce something one way to just fucking dunk on them.
Yeah.
Don't be adamant about Sonic shit.
No.
That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm adamant about plenty of Sonic shit. Not that shit though.
Yeah.
I just think in a world where like we have words like plaza and aunt and aunt and things like that, we can say it either way.
Yeah,
it's fine. You'll live.
You know, that's a good point. People really care about pronunciation a lot,
Yeah.
but like as long as you know what somebody means.
Yeah.
Generally it's okay.
Yeah. Like, and there's always, especially like in the world we exist in, you know, the like, you know, with the anime and whatnot, like we're pronouncing foreign words all the time. And like, there's always going to be a level to which we are like incorrect with our pronunciation, because if you actually pronounced it like correctly, it would sound super weird jumping into that word from our English, you know, the way our accents as Californians, you know what I mean?
Well, and that's always the funny thing, that when I'm at like an anime convention or something, or like I'm talking to like an anime fan and like we're talking about a show and then they pronounce it completely differently, I'm like, that must be the right pronunciation.
Yeah.
Not that this person is completely biffing it. It's actually pronounced Kuboy Bepop. That's the
like,
proper
oh,
way
you
to
must
say
know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds right. I can't argue with it.
Exactly.
Those are both Japanese words, clearly.
Of course. Yeah. Bebop was invented by the Japanese.
Yep.
All the other forms of jazz.
Cowboy
American,
too, yeah.
They came in on that one. Yeah. Yeah. John Coltrane, actually, full-blooded Japanese person.
Yeah, that's the thing. Most jazz people are actually like full or half Japanese.
Yeah. I mean, that's where do you think Kids on the Slope came from?
Right. Yeah.
Number one anime of all time. Folks.
Yeah. Oh, spoilers, dude.
Ah, shit. Don't listen to this one. Go back and listen to the other one. Fuck.
Who gives a shit, man?
Yeah, whatever.
Tim was mad in the comments. He was like, I mean, not genuinely, I'm pretty sure, but like, he was like, how much did X Arms pay us?
They didn't pay me anything, obviously. I had to fucking fight tooth and nail to keep it from out of the top half. Fucking stupid ass show. That episode 5 was really good, though.
Episode 5?
Of
X-Arm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not our episode 5. I'm not going to remember.
Can you do it?
What
Can
it
you do
was.
it?
No, like 1, Gargantua on the Verdurous Planet. 2, X-Arm. 3, no, X-Arm. Fucking Eat.
3 X-Arm, 4 X-Arm.
2 Eat Man. 2.
I think 2's
Azoken.
Azoken.
I think you're right. Yeah, 2 Azoken, 3 Eat Man, 4 Tower of God. Yeah. Episode 4
Yeah,
was
that
is Tower of God
right.
with John. And then 5
X-Arm.
5 X-Arm. There it is.
There it is.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
must be it.
5 X-Arm, 6 X-Arm, 7 through the rest of them.
It's X arms all the way down, baby.
This episode we said Odd Taxi. Gotcha. X arm.
Gotcha. Yeah, yep. Tricked you.
We've been watching the X arm in its entirety every month for the last 2 years and some change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've actually become the X arms experts.
Yeah, that's right. Nobody has seen as much X arm as we have.
I can't
Not
wait
even the people who made it.
I can't wait for that to be true.
I can. I think I can wait. I can wait a little bit longer.
It's coming. The show isn't ending. We're in Attack on Titan mode. We'll never die.
No. Not Attack on Titan mode.
I had a thought that we could like say that this is the final season of Battle School Dropouts, and then
the next final season part 2.
Like, just kind of keep doing that. But like if we did this for like a really long time, that joke would get very old.
Oh yeah, it's like welcome back, Battle School Dropouts final season part 17. Like just keeps on going.
Like if Attack on Titan hits final season part more than there are seasons, that can't, like, that should be illegal. No, that should be a war crime.
No, this is this is final season part 3 happening
right
next year, which at that point there will be as many final seasons as there have been seasons.
Well, because there's 4 seasons.
Yeah,
I'm saying if they hit part 5, that's the bridge too far.
Part 5 there would be more final. No, part 4 there would be more final because season 4 was the final season.
Yeah, that's part 1.
Then final season part 2, which happened this year.
Yeah.
Final season part 3 happens this next year. Yep. So at that point, there will be 3 final seasons and then seasons 1 through 3.
I see.
You see what I mean? So part 4, there will now be more final seasons than there were just seasons of Attack on Titan.
Wow. Do you
We live in hell.
Do you think there's going to be a part 4?
Yeah, probably. Fuck it. I don't know.
I do too, honestly.
The moment I found out that it was not ending like in this run of episodes, I was like, I'm not finishing this fucking shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You got me twice already.
Dude.
Eat shit. Fuck off.
I started watching part 2. Like I got like probably halfway through it. And then they like went to bed. The next day they were like, there's going to be a part 3. Like just eat my whole fucking asshole. What is this? I will complain about this every fucking episode.
Every episode. I mean, deserve it. Fucking, I got to the last episode of season 4, part 1.
Part 1.
Let's be real. It's just season 4. We just finished season 5. Fucking whatever. But I got to the end of season 4, final season part 1. And like, I was like about to start the last episode. I'm like, boy, how are they going to wrap this up in one episode? Jesus, I don't know how this is going to go. And then I realized like, oh no, it's not over.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was about to be finished with Attack on Titan forever last year.
No escape.
No, never.
Yeah.
Terrible show.
I had a real brain tumor kick in too, where I was like, oh, I should just read the manga instead. I'm like, no, this show has robbed so much life from me. I'm about to read like 100-something chapters. Like, nah.
And the most frustrating part about it is that like apparently the manga has like a really shitty ending. Like nobody likes the end of Attack on Titan in the manga.
I can fucking believe it because I don't like season 4 so far. So like I was fucking on a high at the end of season 3.
Season 3 is great. John did not mislead us there. That was some quality television.
Season 3 is amazing.
Yeah.
And then season 4 is like, don't worry, guys, we're still dumpster trash. You know, it's like you see your friend recovering from drugs. He's like, no, don't worry, I still do heroin. Yeah. Like, oh, great.
Don't you worry. Yeah. Great openings and endings though. I like a lot of the music.
Yeah, I can't really fault the show for that. I like just about everything about it other than its plot, which unfortunately is a big part of the show.
That is a big component.
Yeah.
Especially because like Mappa has some really good like action sequences in other shows, Jujutsu Kaisen, for instance. But like I don't think that the action in Attack on Titan is nearly as good in season 4 and beyond.
I think part of it is the scale of it all too. Like you have like all of these people flying around and doing all that stuff. And I think it's not that I think like Mappa isn't allocating enough resources or anything to it, but it's that Studio Wit was just on a whole other fucking level and we didn't appreciate it until now that we've seen like fucking Spy Family and Ranking of Kings.
Yeah.
I was going to say the Boji show.
The Boji show. Yeah. I mean, they just put out that movie on Netflix, Bubble. That's Wit Studio as well. That's
Okay.
I started it and I got distracted. Like something else came up and I never came back to it. But it's real pretty. It's like some weird post-apocalyptic thing where like gravity's all fucked up and people do like weird parkour races in the fucked up gravity, and there's like bubbles. And this one guy can like jump on the bubbles. It doesn't make any sense, but it looks real nice.
Yeah. I mean, that goes a long way for me.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And
I'll have to check it out.
It was written or produced or something like that by Gen Urobuchi, who did like Madoka Magica and other such big names. Yeah. Could be cool.
No, I can dig it. I'm down to watch more. And especially since it's like in between, because I guess there's going to be a second season of Ranking of Kings.
I saw that there was going to be like an OVA, like a bonus episode or something.
Okay.
I didn't see anything about another season. I hope there is.
Yeah. No, me too. So that, and then Spy Family doesn't come back till like October or something. So
that's a pretty quick turnaround, honestly. Like it finished this last season and it's got another one in like a couple months, like this October.
Yeah, I mean, it finished like a month or so ago, so I guess there's like a 3-month break or whatever.
I mean, fuck, dude. Like, plenty of very successful anime have to wait years. Like, Attack on Titan season 2 took fucking forever. Dude.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, you're dead on. And again, so going back to what I was saying there, like, I don't think there's enough appreciation for whatever the fuck Wit is doing to their animators.
Yeah,
Just you guys work 24 hours a day. You get to sleep for 3 minutes, and then you get back to fucking work.
I have to admit this terrible sin. I kind of fell off a Spy Family. Like, I really enjoy everything I've seen, but I think when I realized like, oh, they're not going to get together like for real, like anytime soon. Like this romance isn't actually going to blossom. You know, we're going to stay in this like position where we can like keep doing this episodic thing. Like once I kind of realized that, I was like, well, maybe I hold off until I find out more. But like everything I've seen has been fucking solid A+, fantastic.
Yeah, well, and that's actually what I love about the show is that it is so episodic and very like kind of like monster of the week, and then like little tidbits kind of lead into the next one.
Yeah.
That's what I love about just like the whole thing. And then it'll have like, at least in the manga, it has like arcs, right? Like there'll be like a few like chapters that all tie together, and then it kind of goes back to like, all right, now we're gonna play dodgeball today, and now we're gonna go through this class. And God, they fucking nailed Anya, the little girl.
She's so good.
So cute.
Oh my God. I don't I don't dislike kids, but I don't like kids. You know what I mean? Like I have no, like when somebody posts
kid
like
neutral.
I'm kid neutral. I'm kid neutral to the point where like, I don't really care about them. You know, like when someone posts a viral video of a kid being cute, I'm like, okay, you know, but like, that is one adorable anime child. She is just so dang cute.
Yeah.
And her little psychic stuff and like that face she makes when Lloyd thinks of like attacking somebody or something.
Yeah.
Like hilarious. Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. They really got that down, especially with Boji too from Ranking of Kings.
Yeah. Totally.
God, that show fucking hits on some emotional levels.
Yeah, and like it really benefits from their ability to like make characters so expressive because he can't talk. So like, you know, even when Kage is not around to like translate for him, like you gotta get an idea of like where he's at. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful show,
and the fact that somebody cries every single episode.
Yeah, it's me. I cry every episode.
Yeah. No, I remember you said that there was an episode that like made you cry, and I was like, all right, I'll believe it when I see it. And then I got there, I was like,
the first one and most of them afterwards.
Yeah. I think for me it was like the somewhere between the fourth and the sixth one where I was like, oh my God, too much.
So good.
Let's see. You got anything else you want to get into? Any animes or anything you want to talk about?
I did watch a pretty interesting anime recently. Just finished it. It's called The Boys on Amazon Prime.
Oh, dude, great anime.
Yeah, fantastic anime. Now I can't remember. Huey Kun is just a wonderful main character. Him and Butcher-san.
Yeah, because that's it's got like these guys with superpowers and it's all super fucked up. Right?
That's the general, like when I heard of The Boys, you know, when it first started coming out, like my impression of it was like, dude, what if Superman was evil? What would happen then? Right. And it's like, it's a lot more interesting than that, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, their Superman proxy, Homelander, is like ultra fucked up for sure, but it's not as simple as like he's a bad guy. He's a bad man. He's going to use his superpowers to be a bad guy. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really good. Like really well written characters for the most part. Even the like super ultra shitty ones, like the Deep, their Aquaman knockoff, is like one of the most like despicably shitty dudes in like a very pathetic fuckboy kind of way. Like it's like I don't like him obviously, but there's a part where like he does something like stupid and shitty, and I'm like, this guy, look at this guy, you know?
Yeah.
It's nice.
So I read like the comics a little bit back in the day, and I kind of dropped off them after a little while. But yeah, that kind of initial premise and the shock value of it is really good. And that I can't remember the author's name, but he does a really good job of making the bad guys like bad guys who are not only like interesting to watch them do bad things, but also you want to see them get fucked up.
Yeah. He makes bad guys where like you understand their motivation, but not in like, I feel like a lot of people when they try to humanize their villains, they make it like, well, his parents got killed by this guy and that makes it so that actually he's right, sort of like you can see him being right. Like, you know, a lot of the time it's like, oh, he's not that bad of a guy. They would have been pals otherwise. It's like, no, like, yeah, I understand why this guy, like, I understand why Homelander is as shitty as he is, but like, he still fucking sucks.
Yeah,
like, exactly. It doesn't take away from how fucking evil that character is.
Yeah, and I think and I think that's what's really makes the show fun, because there's a lot of people in real life who are absolute shitbags with like dark backstories.
Sure.
You know, like there's this YouTuber J Station that comes to mind where like he did all these fucking terrible fucking things. He's got all these allegations against him, and he came out and was like, you know, when I was a kid, like I was bullied a bunch, and it's like, yeah, okay, like that sucks.
Yeah,
like don't get me wrong, like it's not okay to bully kids or whatever. But lots of people get bullied and don't turn into like abusive, terrible monsters.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
like it doesn't totally forgive you. And I think that's what makes like those kind of villains really good, is that like, yeah, maybe they have messed up backstories. They're still fucking suck.
Yeah,
and you want to see them just get hurt.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
And that's what I like, is like when bad stuff does happen to those guys. Because I think he also did another comic called Preacher. And that had a bunch
of... That is the same guy.
Yeah.
I forgot
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah. I read about a bunch of Preacher, actually, a long time ago.
Yeah. And that also had I remember just being like, oh, man, these bad guys, they have the upper hand and I hate them so much. And then when they just got mangled in all sorts of terrible ways, you were like, it felt really great.
Yeah, it's kind of cathartic. Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
It's a good time.
Yeah, that's been on my list. Of all the streaming services, I don't know anybody, or I don't have the Amazon Prime password yet,
so I see.
Got to track it down.
Yeah, I don't have I don't have Prime anymore, but you know, there's other ways.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing, man. Like speaking of other ways, not that we would ever condone anything like piracy. That's illegal.
Yeah.
Not that anybody even knows what that is.
Of course not.
But like, have you heard about all the shit with like HBO and Warner and all that?
I keep hearing those names. I don't know what's going on there.
So there's a bunch of like rumors and things flying around, but kind of the gist of what I've heard is that like, what it sounds like is Warner Brothers is like gutting HBO, and especially like the streaming side of HBO.
They're trying to gutting it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like to the point that like some people are saying that like they're talking about like getting rid of scripted content on HBO, which is like kind of
to like what, reality TV?
Yeah, like F Boy Island. I don't know.
HBO doesn't have like HBO doesn't really have unscripted stuff, do you think?
Not really. I mean, again, F Boy Island.
Oh, F Boy Island is on HBO.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was on Netflix or
that's
something.
the only reality show I can think of off the top of my head. And then they have other stuff that like they license from like other Warner Brothers properties. Like they have all the Adult Swim stuff and things like that.
Also, even compared to like other trashy romance, like the like romantic reality TV show, like F Boy Island seems particularly scripted. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's unscripted as much as a reality TV show is unscripted.
Yeah.
But so they're talking about, I mean, and because that's like HBO's whole jam is fucking scripted content.
Yeah.
And so they're basically decided it's going to be gutted and merged with Discovery Plus and things like that.
Discovery.
Yeah, Discovery Plus of all things.
That's
with
wild.
Right?
Why would
Yeah.
they do that?
It's an insane thing. The argument is that HBO Max has a connotation of being for mature viewers, and they want something that's accessible to everybody. Hence, going with Discovery Plus over HBO Max.
So HBO Shark Week.
Yeah,
Or no,
no,
Discovery
HBO.
Game of Thrones.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
And
I'm back on board.
that I don't know.
Game of Thrones Shark Week.
Like it just seems so dumb because like if HBO is aimed towards mature people, you know who has fucking money to pay for shit?
Adults.
Yeah. And you know who wants mature content? Adults.
Yeah.
It's fucking
And teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So not that we would ever condone piracy or anything like that, but it does seem like if you have physical versions of it or on a hard drive or something, you're gonna need it because they're already taking stuff down from HBO Max.
Really?
So yeah, there's been a bunch of movies that have been taken.
They did take Rocky. They did take the Rocky series off recently.
There's some other ones too, which basically from what I've heard is that like they get a bigger tax write off removing it from their thing and writing it off as a loss than trying to like make money off of it.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. So rather than a movie existing and being viewable, they just remove it and make more money. Love it.
This podcast is sponsored by NordVPN or ExpressVPN, Surfshark, whatever your favorite one is.
Yeah.
Unrelated. Yeah, that sucks.
I know, right?
That's a real bummer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just fucking sucks that like digital media, right? It should be even more available than ever. And it's like slowly becoming more and more controlled and harder to get access to.
Yeah.
I never thought I would see piracy come back once shit like Spotify came out.
Yeah, because like that was supposed to be the silver bullet again. Like because way back, like when I would have gotten into piracy, like it was never because like, oh, I just don't have the like few dollars to fork out for this thing. It was like I don't have it readily accessible to me. Like, I want to listen to this album, I want to watch this movie, I want to play this game. I can't just like pay the money and get it a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. Or it's like prohibitively expensive because like used copies, blah, blah, blah. So like that was the solution. But then like Spotify and stuff came around, like, yeah, I'll pay $10 to listen to like all these songs. And if I like it enough, I'll buy the album on Bandcamp, whatever. Like that kind of thing. Or same thing with like all these movies. Yeah, I'll pay the monthly subscription. But like now it's just getting to a point where like none of this shit is accessible anymore.
Right.
Like by any means a lot of the time.
Yeah. I mean, like I
can't watch the Rocky movies.
Like we could be headed towards a point, and this is just me making a slippery slope argument, but like headed towards a point that like, okay, you want to watch like a season of a show. Well, you subscribe to the season of that show and you watch it during that season and then it's gone forever after that,
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to watch season 2, blah, 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 just making people pay like piecemeal for shit.
Yeah. Making media like ultra disposable again.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Well, today we watched Odd Taxi on Crunchyroll.
That we did. This episode brought to you by Crunchyroll, apparently.
Yeah. The fucking, speaking of big ass mergers and shit. Basically,
we just decried the evils of streaming services after watching something on
right?
Crunchyroll.
We're not subscribed to Retro Crush or High Dive or any of the other ones. You can subscribe to Retro Crush.
Oh, I just thought it was free.
I think you get it without ads. I think it has ads.
Oh, okay.
Shows how much I watch fucking Retro Crush.
I mean, same. Yeah. Sometimes I'll put on like a Saint Seiya movie on Retro Crush or something, and then I'll mute it and put it on my second monitor while I like work on music or something like that. Because if my second monitor is just like on, or like if it's on like Twitter or something like that, then I get distracted super easily. But if there's just like, I don't know, some retro anime bullshit that I don't really understand on the other screen, I can just kind of glance at it once in a while and be like, oh, cool, he turned into a Pegasus, and go back to what I was doing.
Right. Yeah. It's funny with the two monitors. It's like, if I just have something there that's not Twitter, I won't, or YouTube, I won't get distracted.
Exactly. Yeah. But if it's nothing, then like eventually I'll be like, oh, what's on Twitter? And then half an hour later, I haven't done shit.
Yeah. Man, we suck.
Yeah. Just
Man,
the worst.
Streaming services suck and social media sucks. Anyways, I love social media. Follow us there, and sponsored by Crunchyroll.
Our grandparents probably built houses or whatever, and here we are. I can't build a house.
I can't build a house. Well, they couldn't subscribe to Crunchyroll.
They could, yeah.
Eat shit. I've been thinking about this a bunch. King Charlemagne sucked because he had to eat pizza at regular times. He didn't have pizza bagels like us.
Too true.
Yeah. That's
How much pizza do you think Charlemagne ate?
Not enough.
It's like
fucking idiot.
Holy Roman Empire. Like, did they have pizza back then? It was in some
I don't know
capacity.
I wonder if king food was good.
Like, probably, but maybe not. I don't know.
I mean,
if he was eating pizza, it was probably like the authentic one with like, it's just like a ball of like, it's like just a slab of dough with like some tomatoes and cheese and basil thrown at it.
See, they didn't even have tomatoes back then.
Oh, fuck. Well, what do you...
That's what I'm saying. Like, Europeans didn't have like fucking seasoning. They didn't have fucking tomatoes. They had like cheese and bread, and like that shit's pretty good. But like,
I like both of those things.
It's not fucking pizza.
No, maybe king food did suck. If you were Charlemagne anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Julius Caesar or somebody.
I guess he probably had like salt. I guess that helps.
That's seasoning.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But like, they didn't have pepper. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know where.
And they didn't. Pepper? Wasn't that the whole reason they tried to get to like India? They wanted fucking spices.
Oh, this is getting into actual like history knowledge.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know that shit. Like I said, we suck. I'm terrible at this shit. So anyway, this episode brought to you by Crunchyroll. The Odd Taxi.
Odd Taxi.
Yeah.
Let's talk anime.
Yeah. Odd Taxi is it's a noir story by way of Animal Crossing, where everyone is an animal of a different kind, but like not in the Zootopia way, where like the type of animal they are particularly matters. Like it's not like a tiger and a gazelle can't be in the same room with one another. Like they're just interacting, you know, like professionals. Oh, that's not a very good one.
Yeah, I got another weird energy.
Struck out on the energy drink. What you got there?
Goat Fuel was good. Ashok Energy.
Ashok. I've never heard of that brand.
Tropical Punch.
May I?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
it's not terrible.
Zero sugar tropical punch. Natural caffeine.
Sorry to interrupt you there. You were like nailing it on the fucking show intro.
Thank you. You're not wrong though. That's a strange one.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, so them being animals is entirely an aesthetic thing. It's mentioned once in a while, like the main character who is a grumpy 41-year-old taxi driver walrus will offhand mention like, oh, you're a gorilla, or that's an alpaca or something. But like otherwise it doesn't matter in the slightest. It's just an aesthetic thing, which is neat.
Yeah, it's interesting to see a show that has such diverse animal characters and there not be like a racial sort of element to it.
Yeah, like none at all.
Yeah.
Not even like a prey predator type thing like in Beastars or Zootopia or any of those. It's just like they're there.
Yeah.
I think it does make like it's fairly serious subject matter. Like it's about this woman has gone missing, and she was like seen in Odakawa, the main character. She was seen in his taxi at one point. And so like now he's implicated in this case. Like everybody's got secrets, and there's like a baboon hitman who's trying to get something out of Odakawa and stuff. And there's this lady stealing drugs and blah, blah, blah. And like all this serious stuff, but like it goes down a little easier because they're very cute animals, you know?
Yeah. And it's nice too, because I think the animals really like this show is like 90% characters talking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like, it's got some good camera angles and stuff, but like at the end of the day, like you're going to watch like a 10-minute scene of a dude talking to another dude inside of a taxi.
Yeah.
And I remember like halfway through the show, like our watching here being like, this would be really boring if these were people.
Yeah.
Them being animals makes it a lot more like visually interesting.
Yeah.
If they were people, I think this show, like I would not have liked it nearly as much. I would have tuned out probably pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think the show also does a lot like stylistically with like the visuals in particular. Like we were kind of talking about it early on, but like the just the texture in the backgrounds and stuff like that. You can kind of see like the fuzz on the seats of the interior of the car and like the dust on the windows, and like a lot of stuff has this sort of like not quite scratchy, almost like grainy sort of feel, like it was drawn with pencils, you know, kind of thing. It's very pleasant to look at.
All of the elements in the background seem to have like, and this is gonna sound like an insult, but it's not a bad thing in the context of the show. But like they kind of have like a line around them, almost like they're like when you Photoshop something and it leaves like the little white line around it.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
it kind of has that element to it, and I think I think if you pay too much attention to the background, it starts to get, like, at least for me, it started to get a little bit annoying.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't like crazy about it, but like it's the show's not really about the background. And it was the only times I ever really noticed is when, again, you're having like a 10-15 minute scene of characters talking.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we can only move the camera back and forth so many times.
Yeah.
I'm going to start looking at the background. And like where I would get bothered, so to speak, is like Odokawa's driving. The steering wheel is a normal steering wheel because he's holding it while he's driving.
Yeah.
But everything else is kind of blurry. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like nitpicking, but like it's a minor like inconsistency.
I noticed that too with the seat belt. Like the seat belt, like the belt itself, and also like the mechanism of it is like a very clear drawing, but like it's connected to the interior of the car, which is like a blurry, fuzzy kind of thing.
Yeah,
like two different styles, and it does look like it was just like one was superimposed upon the other. But like, I don't know. It to me, I found it kind of aesthetically pleasing for some reason. Like,
yeah,
it gives you nice stuff to look at without being distracting, and I like that.
Well, and it seems both like functional and nice.
Like,
I definitely wouldn't say that the backgrounds were bad or that this is like a deal breaker in the slightest.
Yeah.
It was like just like a little thing that I was like, all right.
It's a cool example of I read once somewhere that like the primary function of style is problem solving. Like if you can't like do some photorealistic thing, then what are you going to make it look like to be like enjoyable to look at while not being photorealistic, right?
Yeah.
Not to say that any or all art should be photorealistic. We get the idea. Like, how are we going to like make this in an affordable, sustainable, like timely manner and still make it something that the audience is going to enjoy looking at? I think for the most part, they really nailed that. I really like anything that's just going to give me like nice shots of like a city at night, and like this definitely delivers on that. So yeah, points there.
Yeah, because they definitely have some like pretty exciting backgrounds for the most part. A lot of like shops and city. Like the city's a big part of this show.
Yeah, a lot of interesting background characters too, just kind of going about their day. You never really learn anything about them. You never see them again a lot of the time, but like they're cool to look at.
Yeah, and it's super fun too because they are animals, so they're just like they're just a little bit more exciting than if they were people.
A little bit, yeah.
You wouldn't even really pay attention or care.
Yeah. Like it just catches your eye once in a while. I was like, what's that zebra up to? Where's he getting off to?
Yeah, what's that gator man doing back there having a conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really liked that. And I think the backgrounds also aren't jarring at all because they do kind of have a different style than the characters.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't feel super jarring because that opening has such a kind of like sketch vibe to it, like
almost like a storybook, like a kid's storybook kind of thing. Like, it's almost like it's like drawn with not crayons, but
like markers.
Similar. Yeah.
All of the coloring looks like it was done with markers.
Yeah.
Which is a nice touch. Like you can kind of see like the texture of them, like
totally.
Where the marker got picked up while the person was doing this.
Yeah. Also, the song just rules.
The song is so good. Yeah. This is the first song in a while that I've like weebed out hard enough that I'm gonna like listen to the full like 3.5 minute version, not just like watch the opening on YouTube.
Gonna find the name of the artist and everything. I did at one point, but forgot it. But it's very, very good. We didn't. That's like. I don't remember the last time we did an episode on an anime where we at no point did we even consider like skipping the OP or ED. Like we watched through them in their entirety, all 6 episodes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think and I think the opening it does a good job of like setting the tone and everything too. On top of like you were saying, just being like really fucking good.
Yeah, totally. And I also love it because like you get kind of slowly introduced to all these different characters. Like it follows Odokawa, the walrus taxi driver, but like it's kind of about like a bunch of different people's stories and like how they interconnect and stuff like that. A little bit like Durarara, but like but with animals. But yeah, as you learn more and more about these characters, the opening makes more sense. Like you kind of see them in like little bits of like what they're about, like the fucking whatever the fuck that animal is, the cat guy with the gun, like he's running through the little video game. The dodo guy. I think he's a cat. He's some kind of feline.
Cat. Yeah.
Like a lynx or a one of those.
I just thought he was like a regular cat guy.
Ocelot. I don't know. I don't know. The stuff on his face looks.
He does have some interesting face marks. You got that.
Yeah.
I like that, and I like the hippo guy from the first episode, whose name I can't remember, but the hippo guy.
Taichi is his first name. I can't remember his last name.
I like his part in the intro where his phone, because he wants to go viral, and his phone brights up, and then like he blows up like a balloon, and then it goes down when his phone gets darker, and then it goes up, and it's like a little thing, but it's like, okay, it's just kind of that stuff for every character in the show.
Totally. Yeah. They do a lot of cool stuff like that. And like, so every time you see the OP again, like you're like, oh, now that I've seen this thing about this character, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting, kind of like from the start of the show where I didn't know who anybody was, and I'm like, this is just sort of a random assortment of animations of different animals, to like by the end of the show I'm like, oh, that's this character and this, and like they're, you know, doing this for this reason, like that mimics their character in this way and stuff.
Yeah,
you know, it was a cool transition from beginning to end.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like every time you watch it, it's like, ooh, a little bit more exciting. It was almost disappointing in the 6th episode when it was like a shorter version of it. I was like, come on.
Yeah, I guess they needed the extra screen time for, you know, what they were doing.
A lot happened in that episode.
Yeah, so they even did the thing in that episode where the end of the episode, like it was a new ending song for some reason, but like the credits rolled while stuff was still happening on the screen, because like we needed every second of action there, which I can appreciate.
Yeah, I always like when that happens in a show, because you know that's like a big episode.
Yeah, you know we're going hard. Yeah,
exactly. Totally. I guess to talk a little bit more, because I feel like I want to go through and talk about all the characters and like go like kind of episode by episode, but the other thing about this show that really stands out to me is that the way that the characters talk to each other.
Oh yeah,
it is like very kind of like Juno or like Kevin Smith ish.
Yeah, it's a very like stilted, stylized way of talking.
Yeah, like nobody talks like how people talk.
Yeah,
so it's very stylized, but it works. And I know there's some people who, the moment I said it sounds Kevin Smith-ish, they would tune away. Not like that, but in that same sort of like, you know, you're going for a certain thing.
Yeah,
with the way that the characters talk, very snappy.
Totally. Yeah. I think the Monogatari series also does a lot of that. Like particularly in the first series, Pocket Monogatari, like it makes me kind of think that these are cut from the same cloth, and the whole like it's primarily just conversations between two characters in this like really interesting stylized way with like just a lot of cool backgrounds to look at, you know?
Yeah.
Which I love. I'm into that.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's the other thing. Monogatari, I feel like, is the only other anime I can think of where it's
Spice and Wolf is another one I can think
of. What I mean is like the only other show that I can think of that I've watched where it's primarily characters talking. And I am engaged in that conversation because the way that they stylize those shots and everything is really super interesting to me.
Yeah.
Where like, you know, two characters are sitting across from each other at their desks, and like it'll move down to their feet. It'll like pan over here. It'll do a quick flash of like some words on the screen.
Yeah.
Go to a flashback. Like there's all those things. An Odd Taxi, and I think, and again, if that was just two characters, you know, camera switches from one to the other back and forth, be super boring.
Yeah, I would do not have the attention span for that kind of thing. I would have tuned out so fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, me too. And that's where other shows have kind of like lost me. I can't think of any examples because I just got bored and stopped watching them. Yeah. But like, yeah, where it's like, oh, this is kind of an interesting premise, and I get that there's a lot going on, but it's boring.
Yeah, totally. I can think of I would say Spice and Wolf is in sort of a similar vein. It's a bit less like loud with its style, I suppose. It's a much more like laid back, like chill sort of thing. But it is like largely just conversations with like, you know, interesting backgrounds and whatnot. Which is great. Talk about economics in a completely fictional like medieval fantasy world. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'm into it. Yeah, great.
Yeah, I know Will's a big fan of that one.
It's a good one.
So I've always heard good things.
Yeah. That's like one of my favorite, just like, you know, chill out type of anime. It's like, yeah. I'm just trying to vibe out for an hour or so before bed. That's usually what I put on.
Yeah. I mean, as I've kind of like hinted at or said or whatever, like I do kind of struggle with shows that are like very conversation based in anime because,
sure.
You know, with anime you can do anything. Let's keep it exciting.
Yeah.
You know, you can make
also includes just having a conversation about selling fabrics with a wolf girl.
Wolf girl.
You know?
Holo
the wise wolf.
Yeah.
She's a wheat wolf. She's goddess of a harvest or whatever.
See that, Will? I've paid attention sometimes when we talk.
That's right. Shout outs to all the Will out there.
Well, let's kind of go episode by episode, and we can kind of talk about the different characters as we hit them. So the first episode starts with kind of introduces a few different characters, and we meet the first one we meet is Otokawa, who we kind of learn is a very quiet, grumpy walrus taxi driver, and he meets the hippo, who Taichi, I think you said his name.
Taichi is his first name.
Okay,
I'm looking it up. Taichi odd taxi. His Kabasawa Taichi.
Yeah. He's a really interesting character because it's like he's so desperate to go viral.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've never been at that level, but I have been like, man, I sure would like my number to go up on my stuff.
Yeah.
So it
is like dangerous to like the dopamine that you get from like being noticed on the internet in a positive way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like, I'd be lying if I wasn't like excited by the fact that like that last video, even though I wanted to take it down, got a bunch of views. And all that, you know,
exactly. We're both pretty small time on like any social media, you know. Like, most of the time, if I post a tweet, it's getting like max 12 likes. You know, and like 12 likes is like, oh damn, this is a good day for me. You know, I have a couple friends with like a bit more of a follower base, and sometimes like one of them will retweet something, and then I get like 40 likes, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. This is insane. What the fuck?
I've never been. So my claim to fame, I have two that are basically the same thing. There's a YouTuber that goes by like Pro Jared or something. Pro Jared or something. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do know who that is.
Yeah. So I've ran into him a couple times at conventions.
Really?
Yeah. And first time was at RTX, and then the second time was at like a Magic the Gathering tournament. And so both times I was like, hey man, like I at the time there were a couple videos that I really liked. So I was like, hey man, can I get like a picture with you? He's like, yeah. And I would post it on the internet, and he would retweet it, and I would get, I don't know, I haven't checked in ages, but it was like a couple hundred, maybe even more likes. And those are my claims. So that was like years ago.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, wow, that's like really cool. I hope I get to run into him again and see what happens. He like super like cheated on his wife and like did all sorts of.
I've heard like a whole bunch of different angles on that stuff. Yeah. And now I'm a little shaken on like what happened where. It sounds like a lot of people were shitty, but like he was also shitty, and like there's other stuff. We don't need to talk about that. This isn't that kind of podcast.
Yeah, the big one was like the at least that I saw at the time was like that he like super cheated on his wife, and it's like, you know, hot take here. I don't think that's okay.
Battle School Dropouts against adultery. Taking a stand.
Yep. Yeah, you know, it's tough up here on my high horse, but. You know, I gotta say that. So yeah, definitely.
We think cheating is bad.
It definitely taints that a little bit because nothing else has come close.
Sure,
for me.
Sure.
You know? I think 20.
You tether yourself to an online celebrity, and you just hope to God they don't get canceled. But you know, you never know.
It's coming for all of them.
Yeah.
No.
It's just modern day feudalism. That's
it.
It's cyber feudalism. That's what it is. Stu of the Pro Jared clan has fallen.
Curse my loyalty. Oh man.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, Hippo guy can definitely relate.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I kind of noticed that like that seems to be kind of a running theme is like the various ways in which like people respond to like the like I guess just the oppressive nature of the real world and like trying to like make something for themselves and like how that sort of can help and harm people like not Otokawa, fucking Taichi with his internet obsession, and that the simp lemur with his fucking pretending to be rich on dating sites and like all this other stuff. It's like this, you know, how are people trying to get through the world and how is it hurting them? What's his ass with his gotcha games, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's more because I was also thinking too. It's kind of about how people relate to each other. Yeah, and like people kind of like looking for some kind of connection and feeling alone.
But
I think I like what you were saying there.
All those, I mean, yeah, no, I think like that. I think those are, you know, similar parts of the same whole. Because like, you know, it's the same idea with like even what's his name with the gotcha games. Like got into that because he was like trying to gain this like clout, I guess. Originally that started with his like collecting erasers, and then led to like trying to be the number one on this mobile game.
Yeah.
Even if it like that was all like virtual, just trying to prove that he was better than the guy who stiffed him on an eraser so many years ago. Like it still kind of came from that like desire to be accepted and included in his elementary school friend group.
Yeah. Yeah, and how everybody's and I guess it's we're kind of jumping the gun maybe, but it's interesting how everything like that is all sort of interconnected. I guess we'll talk about it when we get through this stuff. But I liked Hippo Guy. He's kind of a funny, semi-pathetic character.
Yeah, totally. Especially with the hijinks that he gets into later.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
So then we meet the two shitty cops there.
Yeah.
The actually corrupt cop, and then there's his idiot brother.
Yeah.
And they stress me out just because they have power.
Yeah, exactly. Like the cops that get to carry guns and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of them is like most definitely crooked.
Yes. Like not even like us being biased towards cops. Like he's explicitly crooked.
Yeah. Like from the get-go, like one of the first things that like his first interaction with Odokawa, he's like, hey, have you seen that Dobu guy? Like there's this like dangerous criminal running around, and Odokawa just goes like, yeah, isn't he a buddy of yours? And he goes like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know? But then later that episode, yeah, they totally are. They're totally pals.
Yeah, he steals the data from Odokawa's camera.
Exactly.
And then sells it to Dobu.
Mm-hmm.
So Dobu is the criminal baboon?
Yeah.
Criminal ape.
I think he's a baboon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't tell I can't see their big red butt.
Yeah, that's the important part. Yeah. He's got like a really fluffy, like almost like a wolf tail, I noticed.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Maybe he's a monkey then. That's what I've learned.
Baboons monkeys?
I don't know.
I think they are.
Okay. I've been learning a lot about primates.
Oh,
lately.
have you?
I watched the Planet of the Apes trilogy.
That's right. That's right.
Just a whole bunch of ape-related content lately.
Yeah.
And so monkeys have tails.
Mm-hmm.
Apes do not.
Correct.
Yeah. That's what I've learned.
Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah. Donkey Kong doesn't have a tail. Diddy Kong does.
Damn.
Yet they're uncle and nephew somehow. Don't know how that works.
Well, maybe there's families who you choose.
Missing link. Yeah. Maybe they're found family. Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe.
They found him in a barrel.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But yeah, so we got the cricket cops, we got Dobu, the Yakuza hitman guy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a good kind of like introductory episode. People often say that this show is like slow in the beginning, and I think I kind of get where they're coming from. There's like the first couple episodes I feel like are kind of set up, and then like 3 forward, it's like this sort of snowball of like connections.
This is all very true, though. Like, honestly, when I first heard about Odd Taxi, I kind of had it billed as like, it's just about a walrus taxi driver and the weirdos that he ends up giving rides to. So I thought every episode was going to be more like the first one, where like it was going to focus around a conversation that he has with one of his riders, or passengers, I guess. Yeah. And like, while that is definitely a big part of it, that's not quite the focal point. Rather, that's like just sort of something that fills you in on character motivations and stuff like that. So like, I was expecting it to be even slower the whole time. And I was a tiny bit bummed that it wasn't, but like what it is also very good. So.
Yeah. This show's actually too fast for me.
Yeah. Fuck, this is too interesting. I'm turning it off. No. I want a boring slice of life about a walrus.
Yeah.
It's a very charming walrus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So second episode, I guess we left out a couple episodes that sort of come up in this. A couple characters who come up in the second episode. We've got
Goriki
and Shirakawa. Goriki's the doctor gorilla, and Shirakawa.
Yeah. Miho, I think is her first name.
Yeah, she's like an alpaca nurse.
Yeah.
And yeah, they all have like really snappy dialogue with each other.
I think her and Odokawa have like my favorite conversations.
Yeah. Well, because theirs are like extra snappy.
Yeah.
Like theirs are the one, like every other conversation is like definitely stylized in a way. Like again, like not how people talk, but theirs is the least like how people talk.
Yeah.
Like they answer questions before the question is over.
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
totally.
And just do all like like at one point he says like, "Oh, you're from this place." She's like, "Yeah, I'm from this place." Sing a song from that place, and before he can finish saying like sing a song from that place, she's already singing a song. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and he's like, I only said that because I didn't think you'd do it. Shit.
Yeah.
It's very charming. Like I think that like extra snappiness kind of like it's a good like simulacrum, I guess, metaphor, whatever, of like their sort of like their chemistry, like as would be romantics, even though she's like a good bit younger than him, and he's kind of like, oh well, why would she have any interest in a schlubby walrus,
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's also what
poor self-image on that Otokawa guy. Keep your chin up, King.
Yeah, dude, you're doing great, Otokawa.
Yeah, got a lot going on.
And I think that's kind of a bit what the visuals do too. A little bit is like they don't show every little thing that happens. Characters kind of, I don't want to say teleport because that implies that like it doesn't make sense where they are, but like they get to places faster than you would maybe normally see.
Sure.
But what's happening because your brain can kind of be like, okay, he's there, they're there. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, totally.
Now they're over there. Time must have passed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
We can just assume. Yeah.
Yeah. And it all works.
Mm-hmm.
This episode also deals with Kikiana or Kakiana, the ape or the monkey friend of
is it how do you spell it?
Kakihana.
Kakihana. Yeah.
Kakiana.
Yeah.
Kakiana is so stressful.
Want to see you bust down, Kakihana.
Yeah, dude, down bad Kakiana.
Truly.
He is on a dating site and he says he doesn't make a lot of money, and he instead lies and says that he makes a lot of money. And
first off, they don't say exactly what dating site he's on, but like pretty out of pocket for them to have a field in the bio for your annual income.
That is
pretty fucked up.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good way of, I mean, but that's also like another style choice to just be like, all right, how do we get him into this weird situation?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this gets into like, okay, Otokawa and Shirakawa and Otokawa. Okay, I didn't realize they were both Kawas. That was really throwing my brain for a loop.
It's a lot of Japanese surnames end with like Kawa or Gawa.
It
just means river. A lot of them are like nature based. So like Yama means mountain, Kawa means river, things like that.
Okay.
Now you know.
Well, there we go. So Otokawa and Shirakawa start kind of like talking and like flirting a little bit. So they're getting close. Kakiana and an 18-year-old girl start to talk, and like it's interesting that all these like 40-year-old men are like, time to date some young women.
Yeah, like I think Shirakawa's like what, late 20s or something like that.
Late 20s.
Like that's a lot more
not
reasonable.
too terrible.
Yeah, Kakihana though. Come
Kakiana,
on, man.
Yeah, I think he says he's 41 and he's talking to like an 18-year-old girl.
Yeah. And because him and Otogawa went to school together, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he says on his dating profile that he makes 20 million yen a year, which translates to like 200K, yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. Yenny's a penny. But yeah, so like he's acting like he's loaded, and this girl is like clearly interested in a guy who makes decent living.
Yeah.
They start talking, and so he has to start pump faking. He's acting like he's balling, but he's not. And so he takes out loans to take her to a nice restaurant.
And he's taking out sketchy loans.
Like Yakuza loans. Like he's gonna get his legs broken for this shit. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. He really stresses me out because he's also like really bad at like faking that he's rich.
Super awful at it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and like it's not clear that this girl is like into him, so it's like, dude, you are going so hard for like no reason.
Yeah. and in one of the episodes, so the girl, the 18-year-old girl is part of a idol trio named Mystery Kiss.
Yes.
And they kind of hint at, because when she's in the car with her manager, she mentions like, oh, I don't like want to be seeing these like middle-aged dudes, and he says like, shut up, don't talk about that. But like, it's not just like, you know, her being like interested in that guy for his money. Like there's some sort of racket going on here. Like she's scheming, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely something going on.
Yeah.
There. And it's like
Kakihana's too much of a dumbass to even realize
he's
he's so desperate for love, you know?
So yeah, and it's another character looking for something that they don't have and thinking that it will satisfy their life.
Yeah.
And god damn, that's so frustrating to
Yeah.
see. Because you can kind of like, you know, if you've been single for too long and you're hanging out with friends who are in relationships or whatever, it can sometimes kind of get to you a little bit. So I get where, like, it's certainly a relatable thing, but to see him go so far like down the hill, it's just like, oh
yeah. It's funny like it's only until this conversation that like, because like I had full disclosure, I finished the anime a couple months ago, but like I had kind of had it like half of the picture in that I was thinking of it like all as kind of people's like interactions with like the harshness of capitalism and stuff like that, but like I didn't really have the like the needing companionship and like community aspect of it, like as all of these people are, like even like him with his awful dating habits, the skunk guy like paying out hella money so that he can get pictures with Mystery Kiss, and stuff like that. Like those two things are like very closely interlinked, you know, like what do you have to give up in order to have people like, you know, want you to be around, kind of thing.
Yeah. And nobody's really looking like inward.
Yeah.
Say, you know, they're all looking for some kind of external thing to make them happy.
Yeah.
Rather than like kind of like working on themselves or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And like as important as that is, like, you know, loneliness is a killer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like people,
absolutely.
Yeah. Like statistically, you are far more likely to die much younger if you are like live a very lonely existence. You know.
Well, it's a good thing that I'm going to live to be 1 billion because I got
right.
all these friends. Hell yeah.
We got a podcast about anime and friendship, baby.
Anime and friendship. Woo. I made
Yeah.
friends with a guy on a bus. All right.
Yeah. So we're good.
Yeah. We're good to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't think of anything else from that episode other than I have old dudes, young women written down.
Yeah.
Episode 3 has him held up at gunpoint by Dobu. Odokawa held
That's
up
right.
at gunpoint.
That's right.
And I really like their tenuous relationship
Yeah.
that is set up where
Odokawa is like a surprisingly like cool, like smooth operator under pressure.
yes.
Like he's always kind of drawn with those little like sweat beads and stuff like that. But like he looks like he's nervous all the time. And maybe that's why in situations where one would be very nervous, he is about as cool as he would be with anybody else.
Yeah. Because he gets stressed out, but he never like is like screaming or yelling or panicking per se.
Yeah.
He always kind of seems to have a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah. He's always got a good reaction. Like he's always like kind of thinking a few moves ahead, and like, you know, he's not because like you point a gun at a lot of people, like you point a gun at me and like I'm just kind of like, get it away from me. Stop. I'm like hurling into a ball and begging you to not point that gun at me.
Right.
But like he's got a gun pointed at him and he's still like perfectly calm, perfectly cool, no like sudden movements or anything. Keeps the guy talking, presses his little emergency button, all that. Like very, very, very smooth under pressure.
Yes. And I love it.
Yeah.
But I like too that he does have like his like stress moments or whatever. And they come from like Shirakawa being interested in it.
Yeah.
And things like that, where it's like, it's not that he always has the perfect answer. It's just that it doesn't start screaming like other characters would.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
But I love the relationship that forms between him and Dobu about how Dobu's basically like pressing him into like helping him with stuff. And Odokawa doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But like there's something really likable about Dobu. Like like the fact that like he answers questions and he seems to answer them in a way that sounds honest.
Yeah.
You know, like whether he is or not, he has a sincerity to like to the way he's performing.
Yeah. He's most undoubtedly like a bad guy, but like there's things that are kind of likable about him. Like he's a little charming.
Absolutely. Yeah. It kind of like he's kind of like a Donald Draper or something where it's like he's a bad dude, but you can't help but be like, I like seeing him on the screen.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Be at home in like a Breaking Bad type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Could absolutely be a character in that.
Yeah. Everybody else exactly as they are, and then this baboon with a gun.
but make him like gross and realistic, like Teeth Son.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. There's also what is the so then he also meets Shirakawa in the park later in the episode, I believe.
That's right, yeah.
And fuck, what is the martial arts that she does?
Capoeira.
Capoeira. Okay.
Yeah. It's a Brazilian martial art.
That's a good bit.
Yeah, that is a really good bit.
She keeps doing the kicks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like she does a little example for him, and then he like asks like, why'd you learn that? And she's like, oh well, originally I did it to lose weight, but then like I wanted to see how well I could perfect like my case shiata, some kind of roundhouse kick.
Yeah, I'm not pronouncing that one.
Yeah. And he says something like, well, that's never going to work in an actual fight. Like you did jazzercise, you didn't do a martial art. And then she like turns around and starts doing the capoeira stance at him like she's about to kick him. And like it's a very like cute, silly interaction. Obviously, she's not going to attack him, but yeah. And that's what's like fun with their dialogue is like it is very snappy. Like he's like, yeah, that would never work, and then just like smash cut to like she's like already doing she's
it,
squaring up.
Yeah,
he's like, no.
And it's around this episode too that the medicine at the clinic starts to go missing.
That's right.
So there's all that, and that's what's kind of fun especially at this point in the show, and it only happens more as it goes on, is like how connected everything is.
Yeah.
You know, like Shirakawa is stealing the medicine to sell to Dobu. Dobu is trying to track down information from Otokawa. Otokawa is driving around all these different characters, and all these characters know each other, are interacting with each other in indirect ways. Or friends with. Oh man, it just keeps going.
Yeah, like there's the 3 characters from Mystery Kiss. Oh, we forgot about the Homo sapiens. The warthog and the horse guy. They're a pair of comedians on a radio show.
Yeah,
pretty much us as animals. I'm the warthog.
They're like trying to like get big, but like they can't, and they have their own radio show, and they're like, oh, we need better ratings.
Yeah, they have like one like a big air quotes fan who keeps writing in and being like, yeah, your last set wasn't very good. You should try changing some of these things. Like, keep at it.
Yep. So thanks, Tim.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Oh fuck! Oh, and hiccups. Oh Jesus! Yeah. Thanks, Tim. Tim the giraffe, the giraffe high schooler. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're also there.
That guy's pretty good.
But like the horse guy from that is connected to he's very good friends, possible romantic interest with the front lady from Mystery Kiss,
right?
And they are apparently in some scheme with the golden retriever manager guy who seems to be after something similar to Dobu, because they're both after the fucking
camera data.
Yeah, the camera data.
Yeah, from the taxi.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both after that, and then the idols are related to the guy who wins the lottery, and the guy wins the lottery because Otokawa gives him some random numbers after the guy's leaving like the idol concert. It's like it's
small town,
preposterous but fun how all of the characters are like 6 degrees of Otokawa.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's taking a ride with Otokawa at some point.
Exactly. And so I think that makes it so when a character does something, it doesn't just have ramifications for that character. It has ramifications for like every other character, right? Like when Hippo Guy goes on his whole thing about like, I'm going to capture Dobu and I'm going to do all this, and he's doing it for views. It stresses out Dobu, which means he has to go to like Otokawa and like get more stuff from him.
Yeah.
And Dobu is related to Shirakawa, and every action has all these like rippling effects.
Yeah, totally. Super interesting.
Yeah.
With the exception of the cat guy with the dodo, he's not connected to anybody with the exception of he wants to kill Otokawa with a gun.
Yes. Yeah. So that's episode 4. and episode 4 is interesting because it's basically the entire episode focuses on one character.
Yeah, we only see Otokawa at the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess I've only seen these 6 episodes,
Sure.
but it seems like it's like we really need to set up this villain character who spent a ton of money on a mobile game and then lost the thing he was going after because of Otokawa.
Yeah,
so,
he wails out on this fucking gotcha Farmville.
Yeah.
He gets the rarest 5-star drop or whatever, and then the moment he's gotten it, Otokawa speeds past him, causing him to drop his phone into a gutter and lose the dodo that he just got.
Yeah.
And he is like murderously angry about it. And then happens to find a gun buried in the park that Dobu buried earlier to get rid of evidence.
Yeah, because everything's all connected.
Yeah, because it turned out that his pet cockatiel died on the same day. He's having a real bad day. Yeah. So he goes to bury it in the park, finds the gun, and now we got a bit of a terrorist a little bit. He like goes and attacks, starts shooting places up and whatnot, looking for Otokawa.
Yeah. He's become like he's become an anime villain. He wears like a skull mask and all that shit.
Yeah, that dirty ass hoodie.
Yes. Yeah. He's a really interesting villain because it's like it's kind of the same theming where like he's looking for some kind of external form of happiness, and it all comes from when he was a kid.
Yeah,
erasers were really popular, so he tried to get a rare eraser, and it just totally fucks him over.
Yeah, well, it's because he saw that as his way in to like the upper echelons of his like quote unquote society, aka like his class. But like he was talking about like, oh well, class signifiers are taken out with a few exceptions, but like mostly the people who rise to the top of popularity are like either pretty funny or tough or smart. He was none of those things, so he's like, oh, if I get a sick eraser, that's what's going to get me in. That doesn't work, and he kind of carries that same like motivation throughout his life. Is like, if I get this thing, if I can have this rare thing, that's what's going to make people like me.
Yes, exactly. And and it leads to him like ignoring everybody around him, because there's a good sort of like combo of shots where when he's normal working for the place, working at his job, there's a girl who like walks past him and is like, have a good night, and he's like, yeah, have a good one.
Yeah.
And then she later in the episode walks past and was like, good morning, and he doesn't say anything to her because he's so into Zuden.
Yep.
So yeah, man. It's a good look at like addiction too. Like not that he like got hooked on drugs or something, but that it's something that I think everybody has kind of done. Like I feel like most people have spent money on like a mobile, like I bought a loot box or a few loot boxes in my life.
Sure. I bought some Hearthstone packs and some Overwatch loot boxes, I think.
Yeah, if you played Magic the Gathering or if you bought a booster pack once.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a loot box. We have to accept that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's just analog loot boxes.
Exactly. Yeah. And so everybody's kind of done it. So, and I've definitely felt that I don't know, that call of the void where it's like, well, I could buy more.
Yeah.
I have money.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, like, that sort of angle and like his desperate want to be accepted by the people around him, like translate into this very like lonely, antisocial kind of thing.
Right.
And then like he finally gets the thing he wants and it's taken away from him the moment he has it, and then like it breaks him. Like that's the one thing he's been working towards like for essentially his whole life, like in so many forms. Like the eraser to this has been like one solid pipeline. And it's also just like a really interesting way of kind of looking at like this there's so many like disenfranchised young people who are like so like alone nowadays, and like the way that something as innocuous as a fucking Farmville game like can prey on that,
Right. Yeah. Look at how hooked people get into like a game. Like even fucking, going back to like Overwatch, king of the loot boxes there.
Yeah.
When you play that game, not even competitively, but like because it's team based, people lose their shit.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
So fucking angry.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, this is we're playing unranked, like this should just be chill, and like people lose their fucking mind.
Totally.
But it's like maybe that's the main thing in that person's life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just never know.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with gaming and take it seriously. And
of course,
that.
sure. Yeah, you want to win. I get it.
But when it becomes all consuming, that's when it gets scary.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, fucking that Genshin Impact game, like people go nuts, like wailing out on that
I
game.
know. It does seem gross to me that you can spend as much money as you can in those games.
I agree.
Like ethically, there should be like a cap. It's like once you spend $500, legally you can't take more money from that person.
Yeah.
Like, and I think if somebody spends $500, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's a whole different argument.
Yeah. A whole nother can of worms.
That we don't need this to be a 4-hour podcast.
Sure.
So, but yeah, so I think it's a good setup for him. I find especially when he's bidding on the eraser with his dad's stolen credit card.
Oh my God. Yeah.
God,
and he tilts so hard and goes puts in, what was it, 100,000 yen or something?
Yeah. He bets he places a bid. The guy, the bid before it is $50, and he bids 1,000.
Yeah, just completely blows him out of the water.
Yeah. Oh, so bad. Very relatable.
Who among us hasn't bid $1,000 on an eraser?
Well, yeah, it just takes me back to like when I was a kid and I just did something super dumb that fucked over my parents.
Yeah, totally.
Whomst among us.
Truly. Tale as old as time.
Let's see.
Episode 5 was what happens in episode 5?
I don't remember anything about episode 5. Other than
that's when the skunk guy wins the lottery and then takes Odokawa to the fucking hostess cafe or bar.
There's like a fucking shooting.
Yeah. And then the cat dude, the mobile gamer whale, shows up with a mask and a gun and tries to fucking take Odokawa out. Odokawa escapes, but like he's shot up the place and like people got him on video and whatnot in his mask. But like now he's a player in this whole weird crime situation.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so stressful. And now he's gone full like Joker mode.
Yeah.
He lost his mobile game Dodo and now he has to destroy society.
Yep, that's his Joker moment.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't kill anybody.
No, he takes a shot at the warthog guy.
Yeah.
But he's, I don't think he was shooting to kill there.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. So it's interesting with him. I mean, I haven't finished the show, so I don't know for sure. But it makes it kind of seem like he's just after Odokawa.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see. Stuff happens there.
The main thing I have written down for this episode is that I didn't have his name, but it's I just wrote down ape stresses me out, referring to Kakiana. Like borrowing more money. Like
he's looking for engagement rings now.
Oh my God. Yeah, because the girl says like, oh, I wish I really want to get married. I just wish somebody would surprise me with an engagement ring. And now he's looking at engagement rings. I don't know. Like, you've been on one date with this girl, dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
Down horrendous, down atrocious.
Oh my God. Like down hell.
The worst down of all time. just the worst.
Oh.
Fucking like it's a sympathetic thing. I'm sure that's a very realistic thing that a lot of guys have gone through, but like fuck, I get so upset looking at that guy.
No, dude.
Even his part of the theme song where it's like him with like a bunch of phones and like the hard eyes and stuff like that. Just looking at that stresses me out. It pisses me off a little bit. Like I see that, I'm like, fuck you, dude. Come on.
Yeah, and that's what I love about his character is that like that it elicits this reaction from me. Like that he's written in such a way that like it all makes sense what he's doing. And I hate it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like
I totally understand. Like based on the things that his character has done that I've seen, totally makes sense that he would do this fucking desperate move.
Yeah.
And I am like, it hurts my tummy, dude.
It's stressful, man.
It's stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rest of the show is like tense. That's like actively like blood pressure going up.
Yeah. Like that shit has stressed me out more than any of the other life and death stuff in this entire series.
I know.
Like someone might die, okay, but this dude is fucking taking out another loan. For this obvious like grift from a newly graduated high schooler. Like, come on, man.
Dude,
have some self-respect.
And it's so it like the loans he's taking out are so shady.
Yeah.
Like you see him get the loan and it's like a shady looking dude with money on a tray with shady looking dudes on the couches behind him.
He's got
like,
goons on either side of him.
I know, dude. Like, you are about to get fucking thumbs broken, legs backwards.
They're gonna show up to your house with a pair of pliers and fucking get you.
Oh, dude, I am not ready for the Kakiana torture scene.
So that happens. What else? I mean, that's
that's
about
basically episode
5. Yeah, and then episode 6 is Baba's popularity is exploding. The horse from the comedy duo, his popularity is going crazy.
Yeah.
What else happens?
And the shooting was in the cabaret place that wasn't 6.
I want to say that was 5.
That's 5. Well, either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fun. You have Dobu and Otokawa kind of teaming up a little bit more.
They suddenly have a common goal of like, get this guy, because the guy's got Dobu's gun and he's after Otokawa. So like, Otokawa was kind of working to like trick Dobu before, but now he's like, oh, I do actually need his help for this thing. Like, we're gonna work together for this, because I'm not trying to get fucking plugged by this cat I don't even know.
Dude, and I love nice use of cat, by the way.
I was being hip and not referring to the actual animal that he was.
After we ranked the jazz episode as number 1,
couple cool cats right here.
Couple cool cats right here.
Hey, cool cats and kittens. It's a Tiger King podcast. I gotcha. Carol, what was Carol Baskin didn't do it. Apparently, the guy was found in another country. He didn't die. Free Carol Baskin, I guess. I don't know. I don't think she's.
I think she's okay.
Free her anyway. I don't know. Take her out somewhere nice. Otokawa is saying that because Taichi not only shows his face, but he announces his full name and where he goes to college. And he's like, I'm gonna take in Dobu myself. I'm gonna apprehend him, make a citizen's arrest.
Because Taichi thinks that the masked gunman is Dobu, and Dobu. I love Dobu like watching it, just like, oh, come on.
It doesn't help that it's his gun.
Exactly. Yeah. All of that is so fucking good, because it's like, it's fun seeing Dobu, who is a bad dude, have a bad time as well. You know? So all of that is really working out for me. So yeah, other than that, I think that kind of wraps up the show where we're at. Everybody's kind of interconnected. Otokawa confronts Shirakawa about her motives and things like that. Whether she genuinely likes him or not, who knows? Yeah.
I mean, she seems sincere, but she did have motives before. Like, it was not a coincidence that they started seeing each other,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I think all of that, and that Otokawa still kind of cares about her,
Yeah.
It's again, everybody's still interconnected. She's not just cut out from his life.
Otokawa's lonely too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was somebody that he clicks with, and even if she's clearly fucked up in the past, he can tell that she's struggling and he wants to help, even though he tells her to her face, don't ever get involved with me again.
Yeah.
He's still looking out for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good guy.
Yeah. Especially since it's because she owes a shit ton of money to Dobu.
Yeah, correct. Right? Yeah.
So maybe that's another character looking for external things for whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever the theme is that we decided.
Everybody else is trying to make a connection with somebody, and she's kind of trying to break one with Dobu. She doesn't want to be involved with him anymore. She doesn't want to date him anymore. She doesn't want to owe him anything or anything like that. She's trying to get out of there.
And he's in a weird way forced to make a connection with another person who she seems to genuinely like. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can probably get into our ratings here.
Yeah.
So we've got our ratings that we do for every episode. If you only watch the anniversary episode, that's not usually how we do things.
No.
So usually what we do is we rate every anime either keep watching, or total garbage.
Yeah.
I think. Well, what do you give it, Bakari? Guy who already watched. The show.
Clearly, I gave it a keep watching because I kept watching it. I think it's really great. It was a fun time. I wouldn't say it's top 5 of all time, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. Even on the second watch, it was very enjoyable.
Yeah. I'm definitely in the keep watching camp too. especially like now that I'm like 6 episodes in, like I'm pretty well hooked in it.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it has almost everything to do with the. I mean, the plot is good, but I don't think I'd be as interested if they weren't like fun animal characters.
Yeah, I agree.
So they really, I mean, great style choice, you know, really brought me into it.
I wonder which came first, like the idea for the animal characters or the idea for the story in general.
Yeah.
Like at one point was Odd Taxi just about a taxi driver and they were like, well, let's do something to make it a bit more palatable.
I'd be really, really curious to find that one out because I really feel like if I was judging it off of like maybe the first 4 or 5 episodes and they were just like regular people, I'd probably give it an A.
Yeah.
Like it's good. But like I also like I think I got it a little overhyped for me. Like the season that it was coming out, people were like, "This is the fucking sleeper hit of this season. This shit is so good." And it is a really good show.
Yeah.
But I kind of went into it, I think the first time, because this is the second time I've watched these 6 episodes. I think the first time I went into it, I liked it, but I was kind of expecting like a fucking masterpiece.
Sure.
And this is very good.
I could definitely see why people would be evangelizing about it because it's kind of easy to write off from just looking at it. Like I even like somebody explained the general concept. Oh, it's everybody's an animal and it's about a walrus taxi driver, blah, blah, blah. Like, gave me the rundown and I was like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Like I just kind of turned it on a whim and ended up really enjoying it. But like it was very easy for me to overlook until I actually like gave it a try. So like I can understand like someone in that position where like, I understand how good it is now. I want other people to get into it, how people would like try to be really pushing it. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I should say this too. I've watched the dub for a number of episodes because I was like watching it while I was eating lunch. And I think the dialogue works better like with the sub. Like this is the one time I'm going to take a step away from Dubtown.
Yeah.
I think the dialogue didn't, whatever like fun part of it that you're kind of like hearing in Japanese and then like reading, I just feel like that works better for me than however the dub came out.
There's a certain flavor of like deadpan humor in like certain Japanese media that I think works in the Japanese language and not as well in American English or any other brand of English. Maybe if it was British, maybe in like a the thick of it kind of way, but definitely not American English. Yeah.
And maybe if I gave it like the dub a rewatch with kind of more of an appreciation for the show, I'd like it because I will say I liked the voices of the characters. I think the voice actors did a really good job. There was just, without it being very fresh in my mind, so I'm probably talking out of my ass, the dialogue just was missing some of the snappiness that I felt when I was watching the Japanese version.
Yeah, sure.
Just didn't quite flow as well to me. Maybe that's because I can't understand what they're saying, so I'm kind of like drawing my own connections, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So just had to bring that part up.
Yeah.
But I think this is a very good show.
Yeah, I agree. I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, I can't wait to put it on our ranking for next year.
Yeah. I think it'll do pretty well.
Yeah, I think so. Especially when we have to, I mean, we'll see if it can compete with X-Arm, but
one can hope, but fingers crossed for you, Odd Taxi. Good luck, you're gonna need it.
Yeah, we shouldn't do this, but we could have a different, like if we ever do like a spin-off podcast, it could just be, is it better or worse than X-Arm?
That's our new rating system. Better, worse, or as good as X-Arm. That's the new rating system. And then I think we'll just, if we ever give something below X-Arm, then like the creators of it just have to like send us a bullet in the mail or something. Like just we need to get death threats from the creators of anything that we rate lower than X-Arm.
Fucking Yakuza baboons just show up at our door.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, fucking 10 anime on that list did do worse than X-Arm. So,
So I'm ready to die 10 times.
Eat shit. I want to eat your pancreas and Eat Man and Tower of God and Dr. Stone and all those other ones. Super Yo-Yo.
I gotta say, I love love the idea of somebody being fucking livid that X-Arm did better than Super Yo-Yo.
The one Super Yo-Yo fan out there is
Yeah.
like, finally, my day in the sun. Battle School Dropouts, they understand the wonder of Super Yo-Yo, and then we rank it, what, 19th?
I think it got 20th.
Oh, was it 20th?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even think it
the
broke
third
up
one we
there.
cut. So,
Yeah.
22, 21, 20. Yeah. Gotta love it.
like if somebody was like, I can't believe you rated it like above I want to eat your pancreas, I get where they're coming from, but like, ooh, I want that livid Super Yo-Yo fan. They did spinners for a whole episode. How could you do this?
I couldn't do that trick for 22 minutes straight.
You're not an anime boy. Like,
you can't just say that. Come on, man.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut to your
true,
core.
but you don't have to say it, man. I'm an anime boy right here.
Anime boy,
pointing
right.
at my chest.
Well, let's get into the outro here. You
Yeah.
got anything you're working on? Anything you want to plug?
You can visit my Twitter, twitter.com/ or at 8mammoth with 2 M's. No, 3 M's.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
3, yeah.
M and then A and then 2 more M's and then an OTH.
I'm writing. I'll write this down. Don't worry.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. There's an 8 before it. This is an easy way to spell out my name. That's how you do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can go to my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/octomammoth. I haven't posted on it recently. Like I've posted like 1 or 2 tracks. Actually, no, everything I post on it is like private these days. Don't even go to my SoundCloud. Go to my Twitter.
There's some good shit on there already. Though.
Thank you. Yeah. It's all like not stuff that I would consider finished. I do have a Bandcamp. You can go to bandcamp.com/8mammoth. I wrote a soundtrack for a game demo that went out on Kickstarter and did not make its funding, but it's not dead. It's just, we got to take more time to do it, the old fashioned way. But I did put up the demo soundtrack as a thank you to the people who did pledge. You can go listen to it, bandcamp.com/8mammoth. And I'm hoping to have an album out of original stuff. I keep saying before the end of the year, but it's August. So let's be real. It's probably not going to happen, but one of these days, keep an eye out, ear out. Yeah. How about you?
Perfect. You can follow me. I'm at Hentai Pizza Lord. And then you can follow Battle School Dropouts on Twitter at Battle School Pod.
That's right.
And that's probably how you'll figure out whatever episode we're doing next.
And then we'll still lie to you because we told you we were going to be doing Humanity Has Declined.
Well, I'm posting that we're doing Odd Taxi after we're recording here. So maybe this is just the way that we get the info out. Because until we get to a level of organization that we can consistently be like, this is the next episode. Fuck, dude. Like I have no clue what we're doing next time.
The main problem is we keep trying to announce it during the previous episode. So like last episode, we were like, Humanity Has Declined, and then we didn't do that.
Yeah.
Well, though we did make the observation that we never follow through on the one that we announced, so don't count on it. And lo and behold, we didn't.
Here we go.
So next episode, stay tuned as we review Bakugan. The entire series of Bakugan, start to finish.
Yeah, we're going to review the whole thing. So make sure to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, watch all of it between now and next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got homework.
Yeah. Get started.
Yeah.
Let it rip or whatever they say in Bakugan. I don't fucking know. Gotta catch them all. Your move, Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know.
Yeah.
Got it. It's time to duel.
Time to duel.
Yeah.
And then, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to know when we're posting more shit. We got the audio only versions too on Podbean and Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
So we got all that shit. So if you need more of us, we're out there.
Yeah. We're out here. It's season 3, Battle School Dropouts. We got new visuals, new audios, other shit.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to wrap this up real quick. I've got a walrus taxi that's been waiting for like 2 hours.
Oh, it's got the meter running.
So,
yeah.
This is gonna be pricey.
Oh yeah.
But the Lyft app isn't working right now.
Gonna have to shell out a lot of yen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He only takes yen, so this is gonna be really awkward.
That is
I only have dollars.
My younger brother brought me back a 10 yen coin from Japan. He's back from Japan right now.
That's like a penny?
Dime.
Dime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bigger than a dime.
Okay.
Like physically bigger. Like it's worth less. The yen is kind of weak in the
that's what I was
right
getting
now.
at, yeah.
No, so yeah, it's maybe closer to like 6 or 7 cents.
Okay.
So,
perfect.
Yeah. If it helps.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
Well,
here we go.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good app.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Good night.